Since 2020, I've been building a photography business and my brand as a photographer. And recently, I deleted the word photographer from my bio. What challenges I faced during almost 5 years of building photography business, why I decided to quit my dream job, and what mistakes I made. On this way, I want to share with you so you won't repeat my mistakes if you want to start something in creative field. First mistake is that I started this business in the wrong time, in the wrong place. I just immigrated to Canada, so I have no people I know. I have no acquaintances, no friends, no relative. Nobody knows me, so it's not easy to start business when nobody knows you. I don't know, like in the new place. Plus, I had really low English. Plus, COVID. It's not the best time to start business like that based on communication with people, and I actually glad I did because all the experience I got from this, because all the people I met, and it actually formed the way how I position myself. But definitely, it was challenging time to start, and I am surprised I last so long in this field. Secondly, I immigrated recently. So, yeah, I know not a lot of people. Then I moved to another city, and a year later, I moved to another city. So, three moves in short period of time, and I needed to start all over again, which is hard if you don't have really good budgets at the beginning to promote yourself or really good communication skills, which was probably my luck at the beginning. I am surprised now after these years that after first year I was actually handling well in the second city in my business, so really good raise. I had my first 4K month income. I managed to organize two full photo days where I had people the whole day coming to me to one place where I was shooting them. You call this minis, but it's a little bit different thing. And yeah, it was a success for the beginner, especially seeing all the situations. But still, after this, I moved to another city, bigger city, where it's more difficult to promote yourself if you know nobody, and the more immigrants in the city, the harder it is to promote yourself because word of mouth doesn't work the same way as in small towns in Canada. So it became harder. And the second reason why I'm quitting, it's I couldn't handle it. Literally, after 5 years, I admit that it was a really bad project. I struggled most of the time. I had okay month, but I can't say that photography was actually fitting me and covering my expenses, especially comparing like and knowing the level of life you need to have in Vancouver to in terms of just covering your expenses is big. So you needed constant amount of clients coming to you, and if you have no client base at all in this place, it's hard to keep up. Plus, I started doing photography in Canada with experience from East Europe, where in East Europe every holiday, every change of the season is the reason for you to take pictures, and people take pictures all the time. And I used to think about photography as a thing that people want to do, and I was so surprised that in Canada people don't do this all the time. They have really few reasons to hire a photographer: Christmas photos, wedding, birth of a child, like giving a birth, and this small child, like every year picture of kids. um Oh, wedding? Did I say wedding? Yeah. So, oh, graduation. Not a lot of reasons, and even my regular clients, they usually maximum book me like once a year, and it's like the most repetitive clients. The rest is like once in a couple years, which is not a good thing and not a good sign about photography business in general in Canada. So, facing all of this, plus recession. This was just deal breaker, I believe, in my case, because I was aiming for high paid clients and looking in that direction. And I figured out that my prices started lowing down instead of raising. With all the raising expenses, all the prices raising, my prices go down. And it was significant. I I just realized that I'm charging almost the same amount of money per hour as I did when I was just starting out in New Brunswick, Canada, in small town after a year of working as a photographer. So my level of life based on my photography business is shrinked dramatically and I couldn't keep up. And yes, it was my lack of marketing and desire to market myself, but I believe that there are so many things went wrong that I couldn't keep up. Another big reason why everything went wrong is that I could not pick up only one sphere, only one type of photography, one style, and follow it because I didn't know where to go. I wanted to try different things, but when you don't stick to one style, clients don't know what to expect from you. So basically, that's what happened with me. And I know that my right thing to do would be choose one thing and stick to it and shoot all the time. But I figured out it's not for me. I don't want to shoot the same thing all the time. I want to be creative. And it's hard to be creative in Canada for me because people want to shoot something that you show them. So basically, half of the time you need to shoot your creative work and show what you are doing, and other half will be paid work, which probably will be way simpler and not that creative. I did so many bookings where clients just come to me in just regular clothes, and I wouldn't say it was super like stylish or in the way how I send mood boards to them, and the result won't be keeping up the same if all pieces don't combine together in the work. So everything was looking worse than I expect, and I couldn't keep up the same quality I wanted. And that's one what kinda burned myself. I did not already feel good about what I'm doing, about clients I'm working with. I'm happy with everybody. I'm actually super grateful for all clients I had, but it was not what I wanted to do. And every time I do something, I feel this like understanding that I'm doing something wrong and I shouldn't do this anymore. And it took me a year, I guess, or even more, to realize this and actually say myself that I need to stop. But yeah, I had this feeling for a really long time that I shouldn't do this anymore. And as I said, economics changed and people willing to spend money only on something necessary. And photography is not necessary thing. And even people who actually want to take pictures for the wedding, they willing to spend less money. And I had so many requests for weddings where they were asking me to take like just couple hours or an hour just to save money to just get any photos, so they don't need the full day photography and they just want me to come by for an hour, which is completely not something we used to do. And people who shoot wedding don't usually do this. If somebody was asking me, I was doing it to just keep and just to survive, which is again was wrong. I was taking so many shoots to survive, and it was even further putting me in this question why I am doing this, because I was doing so many different things to survive and it was not working at all. So eventually I figured out it does not worth at all, but I didn't know what to do, how to pivot my work, and I faced this like crisis where I was basically doing everything and moving in different directions. I see somebody looking for a headshot, or I'm sending them my portfolio and headshots. I am like somebody asked me about the wedding. I go on the wedding, and even though I hate shooting weddings, I was taking pictures and focusing on a lot on branding photography, but it was difficult for me to actually promote myself in this because it's something that nobody does and nobody understands. I was shooting food, but the more like further and further my regular clients were getting somebody cheaper, even though I had really low prices, they were finding somebody to have cheaper. And the more actually Eastern European immigrants were coming with really good specialists, they started dumping prices way more, and it actually affected the whole economy in photography industry right now because a lot of good photographers with good experience, they come in and to actually get clients, they lower prices, they do impossible discounts, impossible offers, which are, if you look at, doesn't combine like in any work. It's like if you will keep these prices, how many clients per month you should have to survive, like to just have bare minimum. And it doesn't make sense, but it all worked out all together. So I see right now a lot of photographers, I know they are not just photographers, they have to work somewhere else to keep up with what they're doing. And it's just basically mostly side job, not like primer job that they're doing, which is sad. And I met a lot of photographers here who never worked as photographers in the first place. They were just doing it as side hustle or hobby, basically. So they could not call it as business, and I understand now why. And basically, a year ago, my husband and I started different business, and you can see right now I'm on the water. We have a yacht, which we rent for parties, and I tried working on another business, and I compared my experiences. And I figured out that it's firstly way easier to promote something when you understand value. Like you can touch the value, you can see when you can compare yourself with competitors. When you actually see the value and people react there and invest this service differently. And when you sell something that is not connected deeply into your creativity, but about just regular stuff, when you sell milk or coffee, you don't take about yourself, you think about milk. So like if you need milk, please, here is your milk. If you need coffee, this is your coffee, this is a price. No, you go and I'm fine with this. It means you don't want a coffee. And it was way harder for me to sell my services because I was taking everything too personally. If somebody doesn't like the pricing or the way I work or anything else, I was taking it personally, and it was tipping me down into my shit. Here, it was way easier, and I figured out that I no more have a primary income from photography. It was never really big money, but now it does not. It's not worth it at all, and I focused more on this business. And of course, I still do photography, and I will do photography, but it won't be my primer. I won't call myself photographer anymore. I'm business owner, and photography is a part of my yacht business because I still will be doing these photo shoots here for clients who requested because it's kind of side option, but it's not thing primary that I do because I got tired promoting myself as a photographer and never wanted. And you can actually see on this channel that I had few tries to start it. And first one was just video about photography for people. Second was for photographers, for people who want to start business. And I was doing few tries to position myself as a photographer whose experience, but all that I shared with you before, was not helping me and was not giving me this value, like understanding that I can actually give you something. And I didn't feel good about sharing anything. I was trying, but something inside me was stopping me. And right now I figured out when I'm quitting this and I'm finding new version of what I'm doing, new description, I actually see how I can be valuable for you and the experiences that I can share, my mistakes, show you how I am trying to build business without like this thinking that I am a photographer with 5 years experience. I will teach you how to do this. I have no idea what I'm doing sometimes, and I'm just trying. And I wanna just start taking you with me on this journey to learn. Maybe because I'm getting older, I'm becoming more real and more confident in my mistakes. So it feels good now to have this experience behind my back, behind my shoulders. And yeah, I'm super excited what's coming. Yes, as I said, I will be still doing photography as part of my projects. For all my projects that I'm doing, I will shoot myself. I won't give it to anybody. No. I have too much love into my photography, but I I am happy that I no longer put myself in this queue with the photographer label on it. I am more, and it's way easier to understand who I am now when I said I'm not a photographer anymore. And I I don't know if you're familiar with this feeling when you think about yourself in the way how you used to think, putting label on yourself, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't see how it works. I was thinking about doing like education about photography, teaching somebody to shoot with the camera, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And it's not something I want to share with people, and I don't want to go deep on these topics. It's just because I never felt like I really want to be a photographer. I really want to do this all the time for years and years. I want to scale it somehow, but like, how can I scale business that is basically me working it myself? It was not something scalable, and right now, when I'm coming to my 30s, it's hard to admit, but I'm 28. Soon is my 29th birthday, and I feel already this urge to actually um, come up with something more worth it than just some. I'm working on something. I want the results, and I want to see the result in my life. This is so silly, but I want to build something more significant just than just me taking pictures every day or racing for every client, making something that I'm not convenient to do anymore. And I want to be more free. Plus, this lifestyle you can see on the water. Yeah, I live on the water, and I want to be more free. I want to build something that will be not putting myself as a main actor. I don't want to be the person who work for myself. I want to be a person who builds a future where I don't have to do these actions every single day. If you get what I mean, I hope you get what I mean. But yeah, and now I see building the business more sustainable, something that's scalable, something that can grow without me working more. And I want to show you this way. One of the part things I'm doing right now is another YouTube channel that I have about boat life, which is growing super cool right now. I believe I will record a few videos about growing a YouTube channel because it's such a unique experience, and I'm so excited right now what it's working. So you will see it in my behind the scenes, and I'll take you along with me in building another business. I hope. Cheers. See you in the next video. Bye.